folks, hope you're all okay. Today I'm just doing a quick video. This isn't going to be like my main one for the week, it's just one that popped into my head, so I thought I might as well do it. Now, some of you might have seen the other day that Hasbro showed off on their Hasbro PulseCon a retro Iron Man figure based on the cartoon video games, all like yellows and vibrant reds and coming with a large proton cannon. And if you know like Iron Man in the 90s, this is the Iron Man you would recognise. And yeah, it was really a shock because I really love this design. Yeah, even despite the cost. What you might not know is, like, I grew up with the Iron Man cartoon in the 90s. It was up there with like the big three in my opinion. There was Iron Man, Fantastic Four, and the Spider-Man cartoon. Now I know a lot of people would say the X-Men and Batman the Animated Series should be in that list, but I didn't really get into either of them. I prefer the other three. Perfectly fine shows, just not for me. But yeah, Iron Man, probably my favourite. And the figure Hasbro showed off was a great representation. In fact, it was a damn near perfect representation of Iron Man in that show. Not only that, but one of my biggest video game memories from my childhood. My grandmother owned a caravan in Wales. There was a little arcade next to it, and they had a cabinet of Marvel superheroes, and I sunk a lot of money in 20p pieces into this game. Like a lot, an embarrassing amount of 20p pieces went into this game. But I loved it, and Iron Man was my main character, so yeah, yet again, this figure was also a great representation, dare I say perfect representation, of Iron Man from this game. So yeah, I ponied up the money and put one on pre-order. Far more money than really it's worth, but who can put a price on nostalgia, apart from Hasbro apparently. But yeah, I've ordered it. One of the things that really drew me to it though, apart from like being that nostalgic thing with the comic books, actually the comic books as well. I did have a few comic books back then with Iron Man in this armour, but mainly the cartoon and the games. It was the packaging. They'd done retro packaging based on the old Toybiz 90s Iron Man cartoons toy line. A series that unfortunately I could never really find as a kid. Only in car boot sales, so I never really got the packaging. But both this figure and the release, I think it was start of this year, of a retro War Machine, a cartoon inspired repaint of the deluxe class War Machine that was released from as a Walmart exclusive, I think. I actually own that figure, it's really great, I've reviewed it on the channel. But that figure comes with, both these figures, the Iron Man they showed off and this retro War Machine, come with packaging reminiscent of that Toybiz era stuff. And yeah, I really like it. Because like Hasbro have really been knocking out the park recently with their retro inspired toy lines with retro packaging. I mean, the Fantastic Four, the classic Marvel stuff, the Spider-Man animated series, the X-Men, the classic 90s cartoon, and 90s toy line inspired packaging. All these look fantastic. But yeah, that Iron Man packaging, that really speaks to me. But it got me thinking, like, okay, they've done two figures in this packaging already. They know what they're doing with the packaging. So why don't they do a full line of retro Iron Man figures? There's got to be a market out there for it. If they think they can, if they've already released the War Machine and they think they can shift the Iron Man, which they probably will, because yet again, it's expensive, but I have to have it for my collection. They could probably do a full wave of Iron Man figures based on the cartoon, or should I say, retro figures using the cartoon toy line's packaging. So yeah, I started thinking, what would we see on these waves? Now I looked at like the more recent retro waves they've done, and there's definitely a pattern that goes with them. I'll show it off in the recent Spider-Man Classic wave. Like 6 figures. Of those 6 figures, 2 of them are repaints, with maybe the tiniest bit of new sculpting, like Ben Reilly's wrist braces. But yet again, they weren't new. I think they're the same ones from a previous figure, so no new sculpting involved. 99.9% just a straight repaint. 2 kit bashes, where they take parts from other kits and maybe add 1 or 2 extra pieces. Like Hobgoblin is mainly existing parts, the only new bit is the glider, but they've took parts from different kits. Same as Hammerhead. He's mainly that thick. Who had the body first? I think it was like an MCU version of Happy Hogan. But all they did was they added in new hands, new heads and accessories. So it's mainly an old kit with kit bash parts. And 2 new molds. The Spider Armour Iron Man. Sorry. The Spider Armour Spider-Man and the Shocker, both being 2 brand new molds. So yeah, that's kind of the way the wave breaks down. So I thought I'll apply this ratio of new, repaint and kit bash to an Iron Man wave, and these are the ideas I've come up with. First of all, the repaints. This first one isn't even really just a repaint, it's just a re-release for God's sake. The Dread Knight figure that was part of a San Diego Comic Con exclusive box set, just re-release that, maybe make the colours a bit more cartoon vibrant, but that's an easy thing for them to do, and an iconic villain from the show, so that's first repaint. Second one, Silver Centurion armour Iron Man. In the toy line in the 90s they referred to as the holographic armour, but just re-release that thing, but with the more cartoony, you know what I mean, like the way the War Machine figure and this new released Iron Man have gone away from the metallics and gone more flat colours that are cartoonish. Do that here, take the overly metallic cherry red and silver, make them a bit more of a vibrant red and a white like a War Machine, and again just an easy repaint. I say repaint, it's just casting the pieces in different colours. But yet again, would look fantastic. Onto the kit bashes. Blizzard, probably one of my favourite villains from the cartoons. I just love ice-powered characters. Really, his costume isn't that difficult. You could take the new Vulcan body, add on the fluffy boot things from the recent Baron Zemo. That's most of the figure done. What you'd have to do then is paint the details on the body. Maybe some new wrist cuffs with the furry detail. I get the feeling there already is some Marvel Legends figure with this detailing, but I couldn't think what it was. And then just slap a new sculpted head on top, and you'd have a brilliant looking Blizzard figure. The other kit bash would actually be another really easy one, the Julia Carpenter Spider-Woman. All you'd have to do is take that recent Silk figure, which is done on the Shriek body mould, or Scream body... Shriek body mould, so double jointed articulation on a female buck, which is pinless. You can even add in all that different hands that come with that version of Silk in the... I think it's the Doc Ock 2-pack one. So she's got like web whipping hands and all the hands you want Spider-Woman to have. Put a new head on her and repaint it. Maybe add in a few other effects like some of the ones that came with... Because there was a previous version of Julia Carpenter released in the... I think it was the... Was it the Molten Man wave? It was released not too long ago, but it's already quite a dated figure. A new super articulated version in this new pinless sculpt, this new pinless female book would look, I think, terrific. Now onto the two, like just straight up new moulds. First of all, Sentry. Really aesthetically interesting character, very, very 90s. The only action figure he's ever had was in that original Iron Man toy line. But I think, yeah, it looked really, really cool as a brand new figure. And similarly, the Mandarin, you've got another villain from the main show. He's had one Marvel Legend figure before, well, main line, like, there's only been one comic book Mandarin figure released, really. That was in a 2-pack with Iron Man. In the Face-Off line, like a long, long time ago, I had it. It was... I understand what they were going for, but it was a very bare-bones, basic figure with a big, rubbery outfit, and it was quite naff, but I think like a new sculpt, new mould based on the cartoon appearance, because he skirts away from a lot of the, how can I put this, the racist stereotypes that the original Mandarin in the comic books had, and making him green-skinned, quite alien in this ornate armour. I think we'd just leave all that stuff in the past, and it'd be a great figure, because you really need a villain to go with all these heroes. And yes, we've got Blizzard, yes, we've got Dread Knight, but you want the main villain in the line, don't you? Like they did with the first Spider-Man Retro Wave. You got Green Goblin, perfect main villain in there. It's fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, the Fantastic Four, in their line, they actually released Doctor Doom first separately, but they get the main villain out the way quickly, and it really helps sell the main wave. So yeah, folks, that was it. That was just the idea I had. I just thought I'd put to a video. A retro Iron Man wave with Dread Knight, Silver Centurion Iron Man, Sentry, the Mandarin, Blizzard, the Julia Carpenter Spider-Woman. 2 repaints, 2 kit bashes, 2 brand new moulds. Easy to do, and I think they'd sell really well as, 2023's new retro wave. So yeah, that was it. Tell me what you think. If you agree, if you disagree, if you have any ideas of your own, please leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and if you're not subscribed already to the channel, please subscribe for more videos in the future, i.e. tomorrow when I do my main weekly review. And until next time, folks, I want you all to stay safe, stay sane, and keep on rolling. And I'll see you all next time. Ta-da!